Alright, so, as you can see, I was naughty, and I stopped in the middle of a round. You shouldn't do that, this little tip. It's a quick way to upset your tension, but that's okay. I'm almost done, so we're just gonna go with it. As you can see, I'm working on my Twin Tootsees Socks. I got the leg done. Which the way I finish off my socks is I work till I reach what looks to be what I need to bind off. And then I rip back from there an inch's worth so that I can have an inch cuff and then still have enough for a bind off. Now, I did that this time. However, I played yarn chicken and lost because I ran out of yarn. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start overestimating what I need for the bind off by a little more. Like what I think I need plus like one round, right, ish, for good luck, I guess we'll call it. Anyway, so yeah. It's okay. This won't take too long. The problem that I had though is I found out that I ran out of yarn when I was binding off. So I had already bound off like almost all of one sock. And then I had like this much left. And I had like 7 or 8 stitches. And the bind off that I use is very stretchy because it's the top of socks. So that was super inconvenient. I didn't like that. So lesson learned, try again. I would weigh the yarn. However, the trouble with weighing the yarn is I would have to weigh the yarn every single time, because different dyes will alter the weight of the yarn. While this is fingering weight yarn, sometimes there's a range. There's a lighter finger, there's a heavier one. And there's also DK, which can be used for socks. And then, I mean, by proxy, you can use sport for socks. So you would have to weigh it, and it's still going to be an approximation. Yeah, I don't like that kind of guessing. I prefer something a little more tried and true. Not that I have a choice, right? Fiber is about guessing. But it's about that way about measuring too. So as you can see, this is I think the 3rd week that we've done Project Time Outside. There's ambient noises, definitely, but Project Time's getting done. Yeah, right now I have class on Thursday, so at the end of the day my brain is shot. I'm tired, I don't want to do anything, so I don't, which means then the video just doesn't get done, and that's no good. So yeah. I'm tired today, as usual. I am not tired for the usual reason. I'm tired for a slightly different reason, which means I would be even more tired than I am now, which is horrifying. And as soon as I am done with this and I go back inside, I need to do something about that. Make some caffeine, for one. But, you know. Yeah. I did get a little work done. I actually was so tired that I cut my project time down earlier. I stopped about 15 minutes into it. I didn't love that concept, but okay, so there we go. Oh wait, no, okay, that's supposed to go like this. I dropped a stitch. So there we go. And knowing how to correct a drop stitch is essential. She will drop stitches. Knowing to, you know, how to recognize a drop stitch, as well as an avid stitch, also important. So this is where I should have started at the beginning of the video. It's not. That's okay. I don't know, I'm gonna go as long as as long as it lets me, probably. As long as I can tolerate being on side. Or, you know, until we finish. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop before the bind off and take a picture. That was the other thing. I didn't think about that. So it's just as well that it didn't work out. Because I like to do an almost done picture. Which would be right before the bind off. I feel like it's been a really long week. I don't know that that's accurate. You know, 2020 has been like 8 years long already, right? So there's that. The good news is I'm almost done, which means I can start another pair of socks, which I would like to do today. I need to do it before I go to class because I need the daylight. I got a couple of pictures I'm going to want to take, and because my needles are currently socked, I couldn't take it earlier. Well, these aren't done yet. Technically, I guess, if I wanted to like decide the next couple of colorways, I could just do all the tool setups at once, right? And I could do that. I'm not going to. It's possible. I was really hoping to get this done last night. I was willing to forego having all the pictures I wanted because I kind of failed this sock. I just didn't pay attention. It also took me like 2 years to make it, so that has something to do with it. I keep saying that because that's just like kind of appalling. It doesn't take 2 years to make a sock, okay? I promise. You can make a sock in a month. If you can knit for like, I don't know, 2 hours, you can make a knee sock in a month. Now, I mean, if you're gonna make an ankle sock, oh yeah, no, definitely. Should be able to do that like within like 2 weeks. I don't know, maybe a week. I feel like a crew sock, you know, maybe 2 weeks. You're gonna stash bust. By stash bust, I mean, hurry the hell and work through my sock yarn. Yeah, I'm really mad that I failed the 1 week sock challenge. I'm not surprised though. I don't tend to do well with art challenges, actually. I always have good intentions. I always mean to do it, but like if if it's not something I'm already kind of regularly doing, it's probably not going to get done. Mostly because I already have too much to do, and I don't have time for anything else. Somebody asked me, like, so basically you don't have time for yourself, and I'm like, that is true. So, I don't have time to do the stuff I do need to do, much less anything more. Which is, you know, a shame, but oh well. I was looking at progress keepers. Because I decided I need more. The progress keeper is like a stitch marker, only it's usually removable like from the work itself. So you would use the kind of stitch marker that you would use when you crocheted, versus the stitch markers that go on the needle, because the progress is like this, right? There you go. Anyway, I have 2 bee ones. I have 2 turtle ones that I made that, honestly, I actually hate. I would do them a little differently now than how I did them before. And I found that, like, shorter is better with a progress keeper. And these are kind of long. So okay, I got 6 rounds left to do. That's what it looks like. I don't know if we can get through all of them. I forget how long it takes me to do a round at this point. I want to say it's a couple minutes. It's not like 5 though. It's like 4 and some change, I think. Let's see. I got this weird song playing in my head. So I started watching TikTok. It's my friend's fault. Oh, I think I have another garden spider. Ooh, that'll make 3. My best friend's like, you know, I think the fact that you have a house spider that like guards your door and like, you know, you interact with is probably good luck. And I'm like, I mean, maybe. A good little 8-legged neighbor. Unfortunately, when I move, I'm not gonna be able to take it with me. Not that I want a pet spider. I don't. But it's just as well, right? It's a bug. It doesn't have a terribly long lifespan. Adelaide's standing at the door. She's very interested in why I'm out here and why she's not out here. Oh yeah, you're lucky I'm out here. I have been like eaten alive by mosquitoes like, pretty much every time I step out of my door. I hate it. And I don't like the idea of having to spray myself with poison you know, like every time I exit my house. Even if it's just to walk the dog, and so I'm only going to be outside for a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, a little after midday, so it's not like skeeter time. But, yeah. I'm also not walking, I'm generally walking at the side door when this is happening, and going to the backyard, which is where all of the very tall grass is, and some of the swampier earth, because I guess the ground is just a lot lower back there. Oopsie. Like my order to get here, ordered some new pants. This is the second time I ordered pants. Ordered the first pair, ordered the wrong size. So yeah, that was the whole thing. Whoops, that was my fault too. I was not responsible. Did not double check. I should have. I can't wait till I can just do these like live again. So then I won't. It'll be one less video that I have to like record. One less thing on my plate. So we're gonna go ahead and say my estimate is wrong. Just from what I've glanced at. I'm already at this point past the 5-minute mark. So, yeah, a couple minutes. See, there you go. Like, estimating the amount of time you need to do something. Humans are really bad at it. Really bad at it. If you're, like, overly familiar with something and you've been paying attention, then you would know. But in general, yeah, not so much. So just under 6 minutes. So 5 minutes and 50 seconds or so. That's one. We got 5 rounds left now. I'm thinking that I might go incognito over the weekend and try to get a bunch of work done. See how that works out. I always mean to. I always have the best of intentions. And then the weekend happens and I'm like, I could like do all this work, you know, catch up and blah 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 blah. Or I could like read 4 books. I feel like reading 4 books. So that's like a thing. I don't know. I haven't decided quite yet. I know it feels better when I get ahead of my work. It feels great, actually. I also have a bunch of work that I'm behind on, so I could, you know, do that too. It's probably what I should do. Just focus on all the stuff. Do the stuff I have to do each day, because every 2 weeks I have a major task for my afternoon work that basically takes the entire time. The morning work I use to draft copy, so that is already spoken for. That's on Saturday. Sunday, not as much. Sunday would be like a good day to do stuff, get caught up. But yeah, we'll see. Oops. Yeah, I don't know if we can. I might be able to get through the 4 rounds, maybe. I know I didn't have 100% battery when I started this. The bind off is really fiddly. I don't want to do that on camera because I don't want to. Basically, that's the whole reason. Kind of mad at myself that I had to stop my work earlier. I could be done with this by now, or like mostly, but no. Somebody weighted my eyelids, and I couldn't stay conscious anymore. Oh well. I need a better chair. Oh, so here's a fun thing, right? Those of you who are here, I woke up this morning possessed of an idea, as I am wont to do sometimes, and then was like, hey, you need to get this like done. You're feeling it. So get on. Now it was a creative idea. It did involve like me doing some art. It just was not something I'm gonna get paid for. It's something for me. But yeah, no, I was designing a tattoo this morning. So turns out I have two of relative import that I want to get done. Gotta finish my calf. I finally have decided what's gonna go there. To finish my back and then start my sleeves, right? So it's a lot of work. I also decided that I was going to end up tattooing the back of my hands, and I knew exactly what I wanted to put there. Over the years, I've had some other ideas, but I've discarded them for, well, you know, because, I don't know, the tattoo is, you know, meant to be forever, right? So you should probably be sure about what you want, which is funny because that's one of the reasons why I actually hate words. So we got 3 left now. 4 left? There's 4 left. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 4 left. Okay. Anyway. I'm against words because usually, either people choose like things from languages that are made of characters like pictograms and don't speak the language and therefore don't actually know what they, you know, have on them, which is just then laughable and sad. Or, you know, you go for a name. We're gonna pause here briefly. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, cool. The trash and recycling. It's trash and recycling day on my street. But they went down a side street before they got here. Anyway. So we're not going to get into what, okay? Because, you know, big reveal and all that. Anyway. At once I had considered a bee. Because I have this thing about, you know, working and whatnot and being studious, as it were, with my work. So worker bee. Ant would have worked, but I hate ants. I'm more neutral about ants now. The other consideration was a spider. Okay, or a scorpion. Scorpions freak me out. Okay. I'm not overly fond of spiders either, by the way. So, you know, I wasn't really sold on either idea. And I didn't want them on my hands, I just wanted them somewhere else. But they were small enough that could have, like, worked. So, yeah. Instead, I've got an idea, and it's a matching idea, right? So there's one goes on one hand, the other one goes down the other. And one of them, I was like, well, this will be really easy, you know. I've kind of got like a clear idea of what I want. Although the stylization was the hard part, really. That's what I was working on this morning. And I'm probably going to go back to the drawing board because I have a really specific image in my head of what I'm looking for. And so I currently cannot draw from my head. A lot of people are like that. And there's a lot of people who can. Shout out to Robot Sarah. Anyway, I'll have to send this to her. Anyway, so we had a conversation about it one day, and I was like, you know, I can't draw from my head. I can see it really clearly. Like, I understand all the details, and like, if I were to see it, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's it right there. And within our conversation, she was like, well, you know, what that really means is that you don't have basically the visual, I guess, definition almost of, like, for a reference to be able to draw it yourself in your head. And you can learn that. And yeah. And so, you know, obviously part of that would be probably just drawing, referencing things, learning to understand, like when you draw faces, right? The eyes are generally in, you know, the same place. The nose is generally in this place. There's a general distance between all these things, right? Obviously it varies from face to face. and it would vary from creature to creature, right? Like a dog's distribution and a human's distribution are not the same, but most dogs, you know, are along a certain setup. And, you know, once you have that, like, visual lexicon, if you will, you're good to go. So, yeah. Which is cool, because then that means, like, this is not a, oh, well, this is just how it is kind of thing. If I think about it, I think I understood that beforehand, because I have this obsession with drawing eyes, and, you know, I know the different parts of the eye, and so I can produce them relatively easily, because I know that you've got the iris, the pupil, the cornea, the upper lid, the lower lid, the eyelashes. There's usually, you know, most people have creases or lines around their eyes, eyebrow, you know, the beginning of the bridge of the nose. And so I just put all those things there, and then, you know, treat the details, right? So just think, if you're like me and you thought, oh, well, this will never happen. No, you're wrong. It could happen. You need to work on it, right? Like, that's just how that works. But, you know, it's possible. I was going to take a drawing class on Blueprint before they did away with it, and now it looks like they might be reversing some of that decision. I don't know. Anyway, but and it was about drawing the head specifically based on understanding the ratio of the parts of the skull. So instead of, I didn't get, like, very far in it because I wanted to do, like, all the things, and I just kind of kept putting it off. Big surprise! But as far as I did get into it, was that people like to draw the features first, and that's, like, generally a mistake. Alright, 3 left. Okay. So the question is, do I do 3? Or do I stop here? I think I should stop here. So there you go. We got some progress. You can see that little ripping. Got 3 more rounds to do. Yeah. Thanks for dropping in, hanging out while I was chattering and working on my socks. Look forward to sharing them with you all done, and wearing them, more importantly, and then seeing if the work that I did, the edits that I made to the pattern, worked for what I want. Tomorrow is, I think, a finish object Friday. I don't know that I have anything finished, but if I, like, can get on it, I can finish these, and these will be our finished object for the week. That'd be great. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. And until then, toodles!